This is the R0DE Wireless GO II. This is the receiver base, and this is the microphone piece. Now, the microphone piece, as you can see, it has a little microphone on the top, and you can actually put a windscreen, popper screen around that, or you don't have to. And let's see, that's the on button on the bottom. All right, so this is what goes on you, and it comes with this handy dandy clip, which you can use to clip onto a shirt. I bought a $20 piece that attaches to that clip and is a magnet so that I can do something like this, so that it hangs without you seeing a clip. So that's what's going on there. I haven't turned it on yet. Just want to show that. Now, this is the other piece. And the difference here is that when you look at the words, instead of there being a mic on the top, there is actually the on and off switch. And on the bottom, I think that's right. Yeah. On the bottom are two other little buttons. And then in the middle is this display. Then on the sides, there are these two holes. Now, one is for USB. It's a USB-C. And the other is like a headphone jack, a mini RCA jack. I use the USB-C connector. And so just get a USB-C connector that has two USB-C because I have USB-C phones. So this is my iPhone. It has that. And then I have somewhere, right here, I have my Samsung phone. Nice, neat, pretty Samsung. And it also has a USB-C connector. Okay, if you have an iPhone that has the lightning jack, well, then you'll need a cable that has a lightning end point for that. Now notice this USB-C cable means you can't be running power. Now you can if you're using a wireless charger, but if you're depending on USB-C to charge your phone, no, doesn't work. Okay, so let's plug in here. Oh, that's my pretty wife. Let's plug in here, and then we will just get this going. And now we need to plug the other side into the receiver as such. Okay. So that is plugged in. And now as I turn it on, it will go from the battery display to this. So you can actually have two different wireless microphones that this will transmit to. I only have one because I just do things by myself. And then on this, so I've got the microphone at the top and you press on the bottom until the two blue lights come on. So let me do this so you can actually see it as it happens. Okay, those two come on. Then it's 1, 2, boom. Now I can stop pressing it. And it is on. And so at that point, now my phone will, and you can tell it's on because you can see as I'm talking, it does this. So now when I record on the phone, it will pick up from this mic. And it's really good. Now it actually comes in a little bit low. So on the bottom, there are some buttons you can press on the transmitter, on the receiver side, not the transmitter. On the receiver side, you can press and change some of the dynamics, or you can change the dynamics in your editing software to raise the levels. And if you run it through a processor, normalize it, put on the podcaster voice or whatever, you know, your software uses, or just raise the volume, right? Because it's going to come in low. It comes in a nice, crisp. It's not compressed at all. It's very natural. And that's one of the reasons it's low, is to catch any abnormal highs before you get into processing. So it comes across, it's a very, very good mic. I sound the best on this mic and on this mic here. Yeah. If I'm using my AirPods, it sounds awful. If I use the phone just by itself, it actually sounds better than the AirPods, and sometimes I'll record and I'll forget that I have the AirPods in, and then I hear it and I go, oh, that's bad. Anyway, these don't sound like that. These don't sound overprocessed. It doesn't sound cheap. It doesn't sound terrible and awful. Neither does this, but this one's a lot more expensive than this one. Yeah, you do have to keep them charged. USB-C cables, I'm able to do it with 2, and I can plug my USB-C into either my iPhone or my Samsung. My Samsung's for work. I hardly ever use that, but I can if I need to. If I had an iPhone with the Lightning jack, like I said, I would go get a USB-C to Lightning adapter or a cable that has both ends, and then you're golden good to go in business. And if you still have a phone with the headphone jack or a mic jack, you can use that. Some cameras have those kind of mini RCA jacks as well. And then there's all kinds of converter kits. So if you ever get confused and weirded out, like, I don't know what cable I need, try going to Guitar Center and asking them and say, look, I'm trying to connect these two things. And I'm going to do it in a way that's going to preserve the quality of either the digital transmission or the analog transmission as close and as good as possible. And then see what they do to help you. And if they give you a hard time, you just go to a different place, because that is a very common situation to have. I need to plug this into that. I don't know how to do it. So, all right, that is my example of using the R0DE Wireless GO II. And I guess I could flip on and use that audio. Hold on, let me try. Okay, so now I am using this mic, and I have connected this bass unit to my Mac using the USB-C cable, just like I use for the phone. So it plugs straight in. The Mac recognizes it as a microphone, and that is what I am using right now. I don't know to you, but if you can tell the difference, let me know between this one and that one. I think, yeah, we'll see. Now I'm gonna switch to a third source just to give an idea, and this will be the built-in mic for the Mac. Let's try that. Okay, and this, now I'm talking to you, is coming from the microphone built into the MacBook. Which one sounds the best? I haven't heard this, so you can tell me. Thanks, because I want to know. Because if this sounds better than this and this, don't tell anyone until I sell it, okay? But otherwise, let me know.